Please support by subscribing to the channel. So for this fruit cake recipe, I'm going to use 1 kilo of mixed fruits and nuts, which I'm going to add it to the pan. To the fruit and nut mixture, I'm going to add the juice of 2 oranges and the juice of a lemon. Now we are going to add alcohol. So I am using 200 ml of whiskey. You could use whiskey, brandy or rum or even sherry. If you don't prefer to use alcohol in your cake, then you could always substitute it with any fruit juice, apple or cranberry. I'm going to set the flame on medium and bring it to a boil. I'm now going to cover it with a lid and cook for 3 to 4 minutes. Now the mixture has come to a boil. I'm going to reduce the flame to low. I'm going to give it a mix and then cover and cook for a further 3 to 4 minutes. So if you notice, the raisins have plumped up a little. It's been 4 minutes since we set the flame on low and put it to simmer. Now let's check how our fruit and nut mixture is. Now when I check, all the liquid has been absorbed by the fruit and nut mixture. Now we've got only 2 more ingredients to add before we turn off the flame. So one is butter and the other one is sugar. Now for this Christmas cake, I am using 1 kilo of fruit and nut mixture. For this I am going to add 250 grams of butter. Instead of using the whole block of butter, you could also make them into smaller chunks and use it. I'm going to let the butter to melt before I add the sugar. Along with it, I'm using soft dark brown sugar. It gives a dark brown color to the cake and I like it. Therefore, I add dark brown sugar. But if you have light brown sugar at home, you could use that as well. We've added the sugar. Let's give it a good mix. We have used soft brown sugar for this recipe. It doesn't take long to melt. Now we can turn off the flame and allow to cool this mixture completely. Our fruit and nut mixture is now ready. I'm going to transfer it to a different bowl and allow it to cool completely. I'm not using the same bowl to cool because this has got heat in it and it will continue the cooking process. To break that, I'm going to transfer it to a different bowl. While this is cooling, let's get our baking tin prepared. This is how a prepared tin looks like. I have put the greaseproof paper inside. That's to prevent the cake from sticking to the tin. And this is a protective layer. I've used some newspaper and I've tied it with some thread. This protective layer is, we are using it for the reason that we are going to cook this cake for 2.5 hours in the oven. To prevent the cake from going dark, this acts as a protective layer from excess heat. I'm going to add 175 grams of plain flour, 100 grams of almond flour. The reason why we are adding almond flour to this cake is that it's not only for the taste but for the texture too. Now I'm adding 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. Now I'm going to add a teaspoon of mixed spice. I'm adding dry ginger powder to this recipe. This is completely optional. I like the flavor of it, so I'm adding it. Finally, I'm adding 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon powder. Now let's mix it. Now, as the last ingredient, I'm going to add the eggs to the fruit and nut mixture. I'm not going to add directly to the fruit and nut mixture, but I'm going to crack open in a separate bowl and then see if the egg is good enough, and then I will add it to the fruit and nut mixture. Now our Christmas cake batter is ready. I'm going to preheat the oven at 130 degrees for 10 minutes. While our oven is preheating, let's add the cake batter to the prepared baking tin. Now we've added our cake batter to our prepared tin. The one last thing that is left for any cake is to decorate it. I'm going to use some almonds and glazed cherries to decorate my cake. Now the oven is preheated. Let's add our baking tin to the oven for 2.5 hours at 130 degrees Celsius. So after 2.5 hours, our cake is now ready and I've taken it out of the oven. I checked if the cake was ready by inserting a skewer and it came out clean. While the cake is warm, I'm going to feed the cake with some alcohol. So today, because it's been the first day, I'm going to feed it with 2 tablespoons of alcohol. After 5 days, I'll be adding 1 tablespoon, which I'll be continuing until the eve of Christmas. If you're using fruit juice instead of alcohol, the very first day, actually when we are making the cake and when it is warm, just add 2 tablespoons of fruit juice. After which, the first 5th day, add a teaspoon and then just stop it there. Unlike alcohol, it makes the cake very soggy. I hope you enjoyed both the segments of our video today. Tina has provided us with some amazing ideas to decorate our Christmas tree. Let us know how our ideas have inspired you in making your Christmas tree. Also, don't forget to try out the Christmas cake recipe. Let me know how you got on by your feedback and comments. Until I see you in the next video, stay safe, take care and happy cooking!